Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
The internet is burning down, y'all. There are so many stories and so many different communities. The internet is slowing down. It looks like I'm not going to be able to take a day off for like a week and a half. This is crazy. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're ready. Last song.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, yeah. Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back,
Thank
pray
you for the
that
10
someone's
gaming
gonna
whip.
help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause some pain, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up.
Only God wants you better.
I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, I'm living up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, I'm living up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
What is up, everybody? How are y'all doing today? Oh, somebody doesn't. Yes, Bonnie. I love me some Swoop. I can't help it. The internet is burning down as we speak. We have Adam McIntyre and Colleen Ballinger. I personally am glad people are looking back into that again, because I still do not understand. Well, no, I understand it, but we'll get into that tomorrow. Okay. But I can tell you now, to tell the whole Adam McIntyre, Colleen Ballinger story, you can't do it just in one live stream, because that lore goes deep. You can't do that in just one live stream. So, but we're definitely going to get into that tomorrow. It's definitely going to be a long live stream tomorrow. I have the Endure guy acting like a fool in his live stream the other night. I'm working on a docket for that one with timestamps, because it was 4 hours long. And of course, Willie Mack stealing my ideas once again. No, I'm just kidding. He's going after him next. I'm like, what, are we on the same wavelength? What's wrong with you? Oh man, Dustin Daly made a video that I have to tell you, there was a part in there that triggered the fuck out of me. And it brought back some, and I'm not talking about trigger where I cried, okay? But it definitely brought back some primal, raw feelings from that time where you can't understand the anger. Just some raw feelings, like, and yeah. So, but it was a pretty good video. It's a pretty good video. Let's see what else. Somebody else is. God, there's like drama everywhere. It's like, okay, listen. Oh yeah, the Illuminaughtii stuff. What we're watching tonight. Okay, look. This is what I need everybody to do. Can we take shifts? Can we do like Illuminaughtii 1 week? That way it gives us a week to do it. And then the next week somebody come out with stuff. Because there's so much going on. I'm kind of worried that by the time I get to some of this, it's going to be old. Because there's so much coming out. It's ridiculous. Can we like take shifts, please? Can the bad guys of the internet take shifts? Holy shit. It is. It's all at once. And then we're stuck for like 3 weeks worth of, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? But then again, we always have Red Pill Manosphere, so we always got somebody to talk about. You know what I mean? We always got somebody to talk about. Shit. Oh man, Queen Panda, it's a lot. It's a lot. But, okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through Swoops' video of Illuminaughtii. It is 2.5 hours long. I have a recording to do at 10 with the broadcast, which we're going to go over one now because Adam McIntyre just dropped another video. We're going to go over one of his, not this last video he just dropped, but the video before that, and we're going to be reacting to that for the Saturday upload for broadcast, which is good because that's going to go in line with what I'm doing, so it'll make y'all go watch it. Swoop, I love Swoop's videos, and I can understand where she's not everybody's cup of tea, but she does her homework on things, and that's one thing I absolutely appreciate about. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch like maybe like first 15 minutes, and then we're going to jump over to where the boyfriend is, and then go from there. Okay? The ex-boyfriend, and then go from there. Because we already know everything we know about Wonder. We know everything we need to know about, oh my God, what's his name? The one with the really nice voice. What's his name? The Click. The Click. We already know about the Click, so we didn't have to really watch that part. So, okay. So put a 1 in the chat if you are ready to go, because I know I am ready to do this. Verse, I will beat the brakes off of you. Bam. Bam. All right, let's do it.
When something as horrible as this happens, people always come out and admit fault and tell the horrifying truth of their continued negligence and malpractice, right? Yeah, you're right, that never happens. What am I thinking?
There's not really a nice way that I can actually say this.
What you did was unacceptable.
I'm going to show you every receipt I have that not only combats, disproves, or proves my claim.
You're supposed to help people.
You lied.
An alt account called Doobie Schmertz. So this is actually Blair. Here is the same account, Doobie Schmertz, that was relentlessly harassing myself, my friends, my colleagues, my streaming colleagues, past colleagues, you name it. You name it.
The only kind of person who could slander their friends like this is someone who is darkly unremarkable.
Good luck, Blair. Good luck to you. Don't call me.
One thing I will say, I do like her introductions. I love her video introductions.
I'm sure you all know why we're here. We are gathered here today in what might be the most comprehensive...
Can we please take a moment to appreciate how beautiful this woman is? Okay? Can we please take a moment and appreciate how beautiful this woman is? I do love me some Swoop. I cannot help it. I wish I was that pretty. And if it wasn't for Swoop, I would have never met Keemstar. Because it was a Swoop video that the first time I ever talked to Keemstar and I cussed him out. So Swoop will always have that piece of my heart, because that's how I met Keemstar. Oh my God. Burst. Stop.
Deep dive that I've done to lay to rest once and for all the pyramid-shaped, scandal-plagued corporate casket of Blair, aka a YouTube creator who goes by...
And by the way, I have this at 1.25.
...the name Illuminaughtii.
Hello and welcome to Dark Dives. I'm the Illuminaughtii. Hello everyone and welcome to the corporate casket.
So grab your magnifying glasses because we're getting up close and personal.
We are witnessing in real time a YouTuber downfall like we haven't seen in years, because the grave the Illuminaughtii has dug for herself is immense. Let me see this in one breath. Stalking, harassment, wage theft, creating a company town, sabotaging other creators, lying, backstabbing, abuse, plagiarism, ableism, sock puppet accounts, weaponizing mental health, victim blaming, and just overall being a terrible person behind closed doors. And it all started with an accusation of plagiarism, which might have you thinking every angle of this story has already been covered.
Okay, Verse, what's her relationship to this whole thing? I've never heard or seen her before. Verse, Swoop is she's an OG YouTuber. Fun fact about Swoop, she used to have another channel where the algorithm, some kind of glitch happened to her, and her views dropped off so hard that even YouTube said, basically told her there's a glitch on her channel and they can't understand what it was. So she had to rebuild a new channel because for some reason there was a glitch on her channel, okay? And, I don't remember what the channel name was. Her channel name now is Swoop. SWOOP. But she does like documentaries, she does deep dives and stuff like that. She's known for Petty University, where she gets, I love her pettiness, let's put it that way. But she's awesome. She's an awesome creator. Yeah, so.
Right? And yet, that's not all there is to the story.
I have seen your Twitter and the bull you've been spewing on there. So if you want to Try me, okay?
What you just heard was a portion of a phone call that Illuminati had with her ex-boyfriend, in which she allegedly threatened him after he calls her out for something as simple as...
I don't think Illuminati will be dumb enough to do that, Coco. I don't think Illuminati would be dumb enough to do that. I'm going to be honest with you. Because of all the people, Swoop got the money to fight it.
Talking about him on Twitter. Yeah, like as you'll see when we break this entire story down, that just when you thought the Illuminati well couldn't go any deeper, bitch, there's an ex-boyfriend with a truly heartbreaking and shocking story of manipulation. And I managed to get in touch with him to find out more in an exclusive interview, which I will share with all of you today. This is the story of Illuminati's fall from grace, a content creator once renowned for her work exposing corporations and scammers, to someone who has now been exposed for her own alleged evils, a new creepshow art, if you will, including some possible criminal activity. And the craziest part about this story is literally none of it needed to happen. None of it. So y'all get ready for one of the wildest rides, because like Harry Styles, bitch, we going in deep. But first, oh hi there, hello, hi, it's my face again, Swoop! Y'all, we're gonna do the theme song at the end.
Toots McGee for 2. Blair looks like the villain from Pocahontas. Thank you, Toots.
Because we got too much to cover. If you're seeing me for the first time, welcome. I make documentaries and short films on unsolved cases, true crime, and social media influencers who abuse their power and manipulate audiences because, as I always say, it's not drama, it's dangerous. We also dig deeper into the root psychology, and sometimes we take it to Petty University. Okay, we are in full uniform.
I want one of those sweatshirts so bad. I swear, I'm going to get one of those sweatshirts. And she's supposed to be making an allegedly sweatshirt too.
Today because, honey, y'all know Petty is my coping mechanism for asshats, okay? So if you want to join the Petty University community, all are welcome, and you can grab your exclusive Petty University apparel. The shop is linked below as always. Also, are you following me on Instagram? Please come join me on Instagram. That's where I post most often. Okay, real quick, and then we're going to dive right in. A huge thank you to today's...
No.
Information and research. Please form your own opinion. Do not spread any hate. And let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. I am very curious to know what y'all think. Okay, let's dig in.
Blair had started her scheming pretty early in her YouTube career when she fell into the commentary space. Something Blair would prefer you forgot about, actually, is her time here.
So who is Illuminati? Well, I'm first going to do my best to answer that in as fair and balanced a way as possible. So the name that Illuminati goes by online when she's not posting to her channel is Blair Zonia. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Now, it's not her real name, but Blair is a lot easier to spell out than Illuminati. I mean, honestly, how the hell is it spelled anyways? Okay, I've tried. I get it wrong like every single time. There's like 2 U's in one word and 5 I's. And you know, honestly, as you'll find out, you can't spell Illuminati without a whole lot of L's, okay? I'm just stating the obvious. It's just, where's the lie? Sorry. Okay, I couldn't help myself. Dad humor numbs the pain. Anyways, so Blair's channel has existed since 2013 and is a bit of a deep dive channel that focuses explicitly on exposing corporate malfeasance. And yes, I use the word malfeasance because I am a learned bitch. So there's a specific niche for what Blair does, and it's called the anti-MLM content. Now, to understand what I am talking about, I'll give...
You know, it's funny because the anti-MLM community, whoo, do they have their issues? And to know and to find out that the queen of the anti-MLM movement has issues of her own is amazing. Like, listen, that anti-MLM community, they're no joke over there. They do some dirty deeds over there. Just saying. They get right nasty.
You like 2 quick definitions. So first, when I say MLM, I'm referring to multi-level marketing. Investopedia describes this as a strategy used by some direct sales companies to sell products and services. MLM encourages existing members to promote and sell their offerings to other individuals and bring on new recruits into the business. Many MLM schemes are legal, but there are also illegal operations that are run as pyramid schemes. It's the pyramid scheme of it all that fostered a massive community on the internet of what's known as anti-MLM content, which is exactly what it sounds like. Content that seeks to educate people on the problems with MLMs. But you know, some of the biggest anti-MLM content creators include people like Cruel World Happy Mind, Mooncat, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Illuminati, who might be one of the, if not the biggest creators in the genre. She's released over 500 videos, and more than half of those have been released in just the last year and a half. And to be fair, if that sounds a lot like a content farm, it kind of does to me too.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, but then again, think about it. When all you have to do is just sit or stand in front of your mic and literally read a script, I mean, you can when you're paying people to do all the research, write your scripts, do the editing, get all the screenshots together, everything. All you do is talk. She literally is, she's literally like Anna Oop, but of her own making. Because Anna Oop is from a corporation. They have like 5 or 6 different channels. Not only Anna Oop, but other characters as well. She's practically an Anna Oop, but of her own creation. Yeah, she's basically, at this point, she's a voice actress. That's it.
A content farm is defined as a website or company that creates vast amount of content that is usually duplicated and low quality, written specifically to fulfill algorithms. The main goal of a content farm is to create online advertising revenue through attracting reader page views. But to be even more...
Okay, Verse, you say that. A website or company that creates vast amounts of content that is usually duplicated and low quality. Now, she's saying she's practically. She's not saying that she is, but she's practically. She is practically that sentence. Honestly.
Advertising revenue through attracting reader page views. But to be even more fair to Blair, she insists that she is quite diligent with the accuracy of her research, which would mean it's neither low effort nor low quality.
You know, I have to use a pastebin document because I have anywhere 30 to 70 sources per video. I don't play around.
And you know, like just plucking any of her videos at random, heading to the description and clicking on her sources link will in fact reveal a pastebin link with a few dozen or more sources for almost...
No, it's not. T-Spill's not, because Anna Oop, Paige did a really good video about Anna Oop, and I know somebody else ended up doing a video about Anna. Oh, actually, Crow did a video, I think. But Paige did a really good series on Anna Oop, and she found the corporation.
Every video. What it also reveals, though, is that, surprise, surprise, Blair has an entire team she's working with of writers, researchers, editors, thumbnail designers, and so on. Now, I don't know if this is a hot take to some, okay, but this isn't a bad thing. Like, it's actually a good thing for these types of productions. Like, y'all know I'm a filmmaker, and having a solid team is everything. Like, from bouncing ideas off of each other.
I wish I made enough money on YouTube to have a team where all I gotta do is get up here, click live, and go. All right, I wish I did. I wish I did, not gonna lie.
To like having many pairs of eyes, proofing the work. Like, it can be essential if you want to grow as a creative doing this. I've personally only recently started building my production team, and let me tell you, okay, before I had my team, how you doing? I love y'all. I would work 60 to 70 hours straight, not like in a week, straight, without sleeping, and even at that rate, I could only post 1 to 2 videos a month between, chronic pain attacks and sleep deprivation. Like, this shit is no joke. I think it's just important to know that there are a lot of moving parts in the Illuminati machine. Blair was allegedly born in January 23rd, 1993, so as of this video, she is 30 years old. Even though Blair started the Illuminati channel back in 2013, you won't find any of the content she released before 2019 on there anymore. When Blair made the pivot into becoming an anti-MLM creator, she wiped her hands clean, essentially, of her past existence. All that really remains of Blair's early days on the platform are bits and pieces saved by other creators.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Blair. So we are going to be exploring the subreddit Vax Happens. The government uses shots to inject nanobots to give everyone AIDS and autism.
Or time as a more relatable content creator.
And I tried to pick the poop up with my hands. It broke in half in the toilet. So, and then
Verse, she already made the point. She's moved on to something else now.
it like slides back down. So now there's poo stains, like skid marks.
Yeah. Didn't know there was going to be a poop gate involved in this story, but here we are. The thing is, it's actually a little tricky to talk about Blair for a number of reasons, and I'll talk about each of the eras of Blair, or like, I don't know, the Blairas. We'll call them the Blairas, if you will, a bit later.
Oh my God. Verse, I don't know what is up your ass right now. I love you to death, but we're not going to go through the whole entire video. I have already said that, sir. I'm not going through the whole video. Once I reach a certain point here, I'm going to where the ex-boyfriend starts.
But the one thing you really need to know is for a very long time, the only thing that anybody could ever know about Blair at any given time was whatever she wanted you to know. If you wanted to find out what Blair was up to over the past few months, you'd see she was a part of a left-leaning political podcast called The Leftist Mafia with people like Lance from The Surfs. She posted as many videos in a week as I once did in a year on her YouTube channel. She talked on the crowd at a Muse show, which is personally offensive to me, okay? Muse is one of the greatest bands on the planet. I will fight you on this hill, but I digress. If you try to go to any past Blaira and find out something about her days as a makeup influencer or her strange poops, you won't find anything at all. Kind of like my dating life.
I didn't know, that's something funny I didn't know. I didn't know that she was trying to be a makeup influencer at one point. I really did not know that. She literally tried every genre until she got one that stick, didn't she? She literally did that. Because I can, Toots. Yeah, she did hair vids. That's how I found her. I did not know that.
There's also a very good chance that it would have stayed this way for Blair if it weren't for what happened on April 20th, 2023.
The tale of exposés, betrayal, infighting, war, lawsuits, and just, in general, every little bad thing that you can possibly think of.
Let me set the scene for you a bit on the long ago, far distant, barely conceivable past of April 20th, 2023. So what else was happening in the world? Well, a dozen tornadoes were reported throughout the Midwestern United States, knocking out power for over 20,000 people. The Boy Scouts of America announced they would be compensating victims of SA nearly $2.4 billion that no one seems to want to talk about. Elon Musk removed legacy checkmarks on Twitter. That was fun. I mean, it was a shit show, right? But speaking of shows on Twitter, April 20th, 2023 was also the day that the account by the name of @iilluminaughtii decided to tweet the following, quote, "Not @LegalEagle editors broaching my editors to take my video style, and when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it. And by the way, I have the messages from my editors and found an email from them. Just changed the color from purple to blue, huh?"
Can you imagine? Just imagine this. Everything that is going on now, and this is the reason why we're going to go over this part and then we're going to skip to the ex-boyfriend. Everything going on right now is because of this tweet and the tweet she put with it. Can you imagine? You tried to call out somebody for a dumbass reason, an actual lawyer, actually, and look where it got you. And of course, I'm talking to Illuminati. Look where it got you. You got so big-headed, look where it got you. It all started with this tweet.
Interesting. So the first thing that you might be asking is, who the hell is Legal Eagle? Well, Legal Eagle is a YouTube content creator who covers legal topics in a very relatable way.
Trump has been found liable for assault and defamation, and as a result, E. Jean Carroll has been awarded $5 million in damage.
And sometimes he provides a legal perspective to a popular show, like his video, Real Lawyer Reacts to She-Hulk. Oh yeah, did I mention that part? Yeah, Legal Eagle is also a whole-ass lawyer, like a real one, named Devin Stone, who has been admitted to the bar in 4 US states and also runs Legal Eagle LLC, which is an online educational service meant to help law students. So, to be clear, this is Blair accusing an actual lawyer, or at least his editing team, of stealing from her. You gotta have a lot of brass low hangers to accuse an attorney of something like this, and one she's for sure about to back up, right? Quote, "So I went through my emails and found this just outright saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but if you could make it easier, I'd appreciate it." Which ironically is not what that message said at all. So attached is a screenshot. This should be good. I mean, Blair is quite thorough when it comes to research, right? She should definitely have the heat on this one tweet. Quote, "Hey Blair, I work as an editor for Legal Eagle, and I was wondering if there was some After Effects plugin you guys used for things like the intro to the first NFL video where the lighter colors appear to stick out in 3D. We could recreate it, but we figured there was probably a faster method you guys were using."
I'm playing this part, FYI, because I know nothing about editing, and I actually learned what the terms they were using in this email was.
Thanks, Danny. Okay, so... I want to stop here for a second and explain something that I see get kind of breezed past in a lot of the discussion on this topic. So for those of you who don't know, After Effects is an Adobe post-production software program that you can use for visual effects, graphics, animation, and so on. I've used it quite a bit on several of my films and my music videos that I've directed, and it used to be like really effing complicated, but it's honestly pretty easy to use now because it comes with like a lot of plugins. Like typically, none of these plugins are made by the creators who use them. They either come pre-installed or you can download new ones ones from programmers, or you can create your own. So what Danny's asking here in short is, hey, I'm pretty sure you guys are using a cool plugin. Could you let me know which one it is? Well, that's it. We are 2 tweets deep into the thread, and it's questionable. This is a screenshot of Danny on Blair's Discord server asking the mods there if he can post a video inspired by Blair's channel. He was a fan. And also asking if he can talk to her video editor.
I don't get what them asking how they did that. I don't understand how that was so bad. I really don't. Like, I've had Willie show me how he made his thumbnails, you know, so I could step my thumbnail game up, because my thumbnails in the early, good God almighty, my thumbnails have just now starting to get better. Okay. So, I mean, but isn't that what they do though? I mean, different creators ask creators, hey, how do you do this? Hey, what's the big deal? I mean, what?
About a specific effect. And instead of responding there, Blair decided to blast Danny on Twitter, posting these side-by-side screenshots of her video versus—
Look, they don't even make sense. Look, okay, look at this effect here, and it has a shadow, and it looks real. This one looks drawn. It doesn't have a shadow. It doesn't even have like the extra rip. They don't look alike. How is that copying? It makes no damn sense. And this right here, it's a highlighter effect. We've seen that in everything, not just YouTube stuff, but we've seen it on TV. Like, what the hell?
Versus a Legal Eagle video, claiming these to be the effects that Danny was trying to, quote, steal. Wait, okay, so I see torn paper. Y'all see the torn paper, and what, a 2002 highlighter effect. Is there more? Can I copy your homework? Yeah, but just make it a little different. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Petty University, roll the intro. Okay, so did y'all see how I did that paper rip thing? Okay, yes, I'm being a little petty. That's because I did it on Adobe After Effects. I mean, unless I'm in a f***ing alt universe where Pete Davidson can't get a date, Blair didn't make that effect. Neither did her editor. In fact, I don't know who made the damn plugin. I would call my friends over at Adobe, but why the hell would I bother them, and why would they care? This is Blair directly accusing Legal Eagle's editor, Danny, of plagiarism for an effect she didn't even make. Allegedly. But Swoop, you might be saying, what about the highlighter effect? You mean the one that this how-to video from 2019 shows me how to do?
In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this highlight.
Miles, Xylie, what would you do if Blair went after you? Laugh. I would laugh. Why? What am I supposed to do if Blair came after me? What am I supposed to do? I would laugh.
Effect seen in the Vox YouTube videos.
What in the whole grain, carb-free, sugar-free, discount Michael B. Jordan audacity is this? Okay, that clip is literally titled, How to Create Vox Highlighter Effect. You know what, Christina, have you ever heard of Vox, Christina? Yeah, I thought so, Jessica. I bet you know. Yeah, the giant news media corporation that's been around forever. Yeah, okay. Or what about this one from 2017? Or how about this one from 2012?
This tutorial is going to show you how to make text look like it's being highlighted in After Effects.
And you know what's even funnier about all of this? The side-by-side screenshots Blair posted accusing Legal Eagle of trying to steal via email isn't even the effect he was emailing about. Sorry, I had to go that high of an octave to get my point across. Blair accused Danny of plagiarizing torn paper and highlights when he was actually asking her about a 3D effect in the intro of her NFL video. Look again at his email. Hey Blair, I was wondering if there was some After Effects plugin you guys use for things like the intro to the first NFL video. Back to what I was saying in the intro. This did not need to happen. For all the shit that we are about to talk about when it comes to Blair and the various ways in which she's allegedly abused her platform as a creator and her friends, this by far is the most baffling, like the audacity.
It's stupid. It's stupid. And she is literally getting torn to shreds now for everything she's always done because she made those tweets. Like, bro.
Audacity to even think that you could accuse someone, let alone an attorney, of plagiarism when it comes to specific plugins. I am not alone in thinking that the platform is better if you're helping other creators or supporting other creators from a distance. And being inspired by something is not plagiarism. Plagiarism, to put it short, is actual theft of entire works. For example, if I were to take this iNabber video about Blair.
Drama, pain, suffering. 3 things that if you combine, what do you get? Well, the YouTube community.
And present an entire thought of his as one of my own, and maybe put a cute little attempt at an accent on just for the added effect, and then I didn't credit him, that's plagiarism. Drama, pain, suffering. 3 things, if you combine, what do you get? Well, the YouTube community. Okay, I'm sorry, I tried. My accent sucks balls. You're great, keep going.
It has been 3 years since I posted this episode.
Okay, so we are gonna go to, it's one, all right, we're gonna go to it's 110. Oh, actually, I have it written down. Give me 1 second. I actually have the timestamp written down. 110:26. Bitch. All right.
Handle at all until right now in this video. Somebody whose story is so chilling, it completely.
All right, so now we're gonna go into the ex-boyfriend. Last night on the broadcast, we went live and we watched the 2 original videos from the ex-boyfriend, what's his name? Azathan, okay? And if you notice, like I had commentary over it, obviously. You know, we were reacting to it. But I didn't have deep commentary like I did with the clips video. Like I would have if I had done the Wonder video. Because I'm going to be kind of honest. Between those 2 videos, the first one didn't even have to be made, and he could have just done it together in one video, or you just needed the second one. There are things in there that you got to have proof. I'm not going to just sit there and believe it. But, I kind of agree with Diesel, cause me and Bunny basically had a conversation about it after the live stream, and then I went and talked, to the homies like I do on, you know, practically every night while we're playing Minecraft or Destiny or Fortnite. And even Diesel was like, bro, I can understand where people are looking at Azathan going, oh, I'm going to take my opportunity now. Okay. But I will say what they went through, Blair did not, act correct in the situation whatsoever. She went overboard. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you this precursor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you e-date somebody, y'all break up, block them on everything, and don't talk to them again, and don't talk about them. Honestly. If you break up, leave them alone. Act like they don't exist. It's not like you saw them every day anyway. You know? So
redefines and in some ways solidifies everything that we have heard so far.
Basically, Swoop took the best parts of that video and put it in this one. Or those videos and put it in this one. So
like, this is a story that started before nearly everything.
Illuminaughtii is aware of how toxic and morally reprehensible these actions are, and has attempted to remove evidence from the internet by deleting her tweets and even editing down the private messages with other users in which she engages in these behaviors of bullying, threatening, to publicly ruin the images of people simply for disagreeing with her. All of these issues and behaviors stated here were just from the idea that someone might call her out, and I fear what might come afterwards.
So from the outside, that clip sounds like some random commentary channel talking about the current Illuminaughtii controversy about Blair's pattern of behavior, her alleged abuse, her alleged paranoia, and providing their thoughts on it, right? Except this video was posted over 4 years ago. This is Blair's ex-boyfriend. Yeah, he goes by the username Azathan and is a former content creator who's since retired from YouTube. And he made a pair of videos about Blair's alleged abuse back in April of 2019, which accuses Blair not only of consistent emotional abuse, but actively conspiring to ruin other content creators, constant bullying of himself and others, as well as threats of litigation and even possibly physical harm. He also makes the allegation that Blair tried doing something she accused r// of doing, creating botnets in an attempt to get ahead on YouTube. Now, Azothan's evidence comes from screenshots that he captured over Discord and text messages, but throughout the course of Azothan's story, he also details how he had to block Illuminaughtii's phone number, only for her to call and allegedly harass him further from burner phone numbers. Sound familiar? Kinda like Doobie Schmertz and the alt accounts that she used to harass the clique and all their friends. Kinda like the Creepshow art stalking days. And it was after one of these sock puppet accounts, if you will, that he decided to record one of his phone calls with Blair.
It's important to call out bullying, lying, doxing, and threats. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that Illuminaughtii has engaged in all of these behaviors. I feel that I must state up front that for the last 2.5 years, I was involved in a romantic relationship with the YouTuber known as Illuminaughtii. This relationship ended recently, and while none of the facts stated here are related to that association, it would be dishonest for me not to state this immediately.
I have seen your Twitter and the bull you've been spewing on there.
The harassment.
You asshat.
The abuse.
Because God knows why, because you're bitter about a breakup because your cash cow left you.
Now, I managed to get in touch with Azothan via email after I saw his absolutely heartbreaking videos about Blair, and he has given me permission to share with you our conversations. So I'm gonna sort of recreate this story as I understand it of Azothan's allegations of abuse against Blair based on the YouTube videos and our email interviews. So by Azothan's account, the relationship that he had with Blair was complicated.
Oh, I did ask Azothan last night, was he still dating her at the time that she deleted the videos from Tommy's channel? And he says they broke up. Like, she was still working with Tommy at the time that they broke up. So he didn't know about
it.
That's what he said in my chat last night. Well, not in my chat, in the broad chat last night.
For a number of reasons, both financial and emotional. But he was very much in love with her at the time. While they were dating, which lasted off and on for about 2.5 years, Blair was still involved in Reddit-based content, and Azothan states that Blair was unhappy doing Reddit content, which is why she pivoted into the commentary space.
This is an infinitely competitive person we're talking about, and she wanted to dominate the space while it was hers. An early friendship with Fresh helped mold her content, but also led her to believe that anyone else utilizing that general framework was a copycat. I listened to endless rants about Misery Box, deservedly, Bumfries, and even Voicey here, being nothing more than mediocre mimics of herself and Fresh.
From here, Azothan makes the allegation that Blair used an r/controversy as a means to get ahead in the commentary space.
What fueled this was her anger at being so quickly outpaced by another channel. The others were merely nipping at her heels or falling behind, but r/, well, he was rocketing past, and her statements regarding his content were even
which this lines up with what the Click and OT brought up as to why they left Sad Milk. Yeah.
more scathing. Eventually, she utilized information and statistics provided by a larger YouTuber to create the video that many still remember. A video taken down not because she believed she was wrong ever.
Fucking Ethan Ralph, dude. It's amazing to me that Ethan Ralph literally is brought into this only in the simple fact that he did a video about the r/ stuff. Ethan freaking Ralph.
But taken down because she saw it negatively affecting her subscriber count. For weeks after this, though, conversations would revolve exclusively around her plans to continue her campaign against r/, from encouraging smaller channels to, and I quote, continue the effort against him, to creating an entirely different channel, purchasing her own bots, and show that the growth patterns matched, ultimately looking to spend around $4,000 on that endeavor. I expressed a general belief that she had become obsessed over the situation and really needed to let it go. Over the next 2 weeks, this would lead to a rapid deterioration of our relationship and the eventual end of it.
What's the story about Ethan Ralph? I don't have the time nor the energy to go in about Ethan Ralph. I don't talk about Ethan Ralph. What now? So you're going to have to just look it up. That's the only thing I can tell you. I don't talk about him.
What you just heard Azothan saying was that their relationship ending was directly linked to Blair's level of obsession in taking down another YouTuber, even alleging that she was willing to spend $4,000 to create her own bot network just to take down a YouTuber she allegedly didn't like.
And then I asked you a simple yes or no question. Were you talking ill of me to other content creators? I even said I didn't think you were. It was just...
The answer is no.
I don't understand.
But now
it's dodged it.
Now it might change to a yes because now I'm gonna have to protect my ass.
Now the following breakup that they had was messy, just like virtually every other breakup ever, but things got even more sour when Blair was allegedly acting sketchy during a separate beef with a creator named Misery Box, which, according to Azothan himself in our conversations, may or may not even been that big of a deal at the time. Quote, I forgot the specific drama, but Misery Box was another big Reddit YouTuber whom Blair had disliked because he was having comparable growth while putting out content she said was, quote, shitty and derivative. I believe he was caught being a drunken D-canoe and was ostracized. Tragically, she then threatened and harassed some of his former mods on Discord when they couldn't give her everything she wanted.
And I said this last night when we watched the 2 videos from the ex-boyfriend, when it comes to Illuminati, I am so sick and tired of hearing 2 words when it comes to her. That's Discord and mods. She is always trying to tell somebody what to do with their mods, trying to expose mods, or getting mods to do her dirty work. This woman is literally the epitome of why Discord can be bad. She obviously spends way too much time in Discord. I am so sick of hearing those 2 words when it comes to her. Discord and mods. I swear to God. I'm over it. I'm over it. It's like, damn, girl.
From the situation. So I asked Azothan if he could clarify what he meant by that last line, and he said this: not give her everything she wanted was basically she didn't want to credit the mods who got the audio and spread it originally. This was audio assets that she had used. And when one mod got angry that she wasn't going to credit them, she threatened to paint the entire mod team as being the same as Misery Box, someone who had just been exposed. It looks like a case of Blair not crediting her sources, threatening to paint an entire mod group based on the actions of one who was mad about it. A lot of vague threats and, oh, wouldn't it be a shame if I made a video making you look as bad as Misery Box? Standard bully stuff. And Azothan sent me a ton of screenshots and receipts, which I don't have time to cover all of that today, but this looks like another time years ago where Blair was allegedly suggesting that she would make an expose on innocent mods just because she didn't want to credit them for their work. And things just get worse from there. In regards to their relationship, Azothan told me that, quote, when Blair and I first began interacting romantically, I had recently left my home of 27 years and moved to a whole strange place, in addition to a breakup. To which he said Blair, quote, had hacked my ex's Tumblr account and...
Okay, that's the part right there. I'm sorry, I need proof. I need proof. Because the one thing we hear about Blair, we hear about her having a shitty attitude, we hear about her, deleting those videos off of Tommy's channel, which you gotta remember, she was a manager on that channel, so she had the rights to do it. There was no hacking. You don't hear anything about hacking, okay? I personally, I need proof on that part. I'm not going to sit here and run with that story unless I know proof of that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, as in, I know for a fact she did it. No, I don't know. I need proof on that.
Found evidence that she cheated on me. And then he also said that she would, quote, take me to Vegas to confess her love, but had a backup ticket to send me home that night if I didn't reciprocate. Can you imagine being in that situation where you find out if you don't say you love someone back, they're literally going to like send you immediately away and fly you back home? Yeah, that's a lot. And then he goes on and says that she, quote, made a tell-all breakup video about
Pigeon and everybody, I understand that he said that, okay? I'm saying I would need proof to run with it as in if it was the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it very well could be. But saying something like that, you need proof. Listen, I try to be a good commentary channel, damn it. Yeah, exactly, Verse, exactly. But that's definitely a claim you need proof of to say it. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Us back in 2017 during one of our many breaks. So I want y'all to keep the phrase coercive control in mind, and we'll come back to that later with Wonderstruck Guy. But by Azothan's account, things were kind of hot and cold with Blair. Like, sometimes the love she gave was great, and other times, well, y'all heard the phone calls, right? Now, Azothan also shared with me other manipulative or abusive behaviors that Blair allegedly did, including that she, quote, demand I spend my time exclusively playing Dark Souls 3 with her in my free time. Anytime to go out to parties or karaoke or just make any social or emotional ties other than her were met with punishment, essentially isolating him from him.
I'm not gonna lie, after seeing pictures of those houses, seeing pictures of that house, I'm just saying now, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, okay? So don't come for me, bitch. All right. After seeing pictures of that house, I don't doubt that she never left it. I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. I'm just saying, after seeing those damn pictures, I truly believe that bitch never left the house. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only, okay? Don't come for me. You send me a cease and desist, I'm burning it in the sink, and all of Twitter is going to see it. Okay? I have Twitter Blue, so if it takes 10 minutes, it'll be a 10-minute video of papers being burned. I will print them bitches out. and burn them for everybody to see for all of its glory. Okay? Anyway, yeah, no, I believe she never left the house. It is my belief. Thank you.
His family and his support system, which is a very common manipulation tactic and a form of emotional abuse. But I wanted to know, like, what does Azothan mean by punishment? Well, according to him, it, quote, varied from verbal abuse to a couple of days no contact to several weeks. When she did return from one of our breaks, it was with cruelly lurid stories about F-boys on Snapchat and all the fun that she had going out. I'm just like, what in the actual like, I'm trying to,
And seeing her personality shine through everybody else's stories and everybody else's receipts that have come out, I could believe that. I definitely could believe that, because she seems to be a very hot and cold type of person. Like, I'm hot and cold, okay? I get it. You know, I can be mad at somebody and then, like, I don't know, like 2 minutes later, I'm okay again. That's a curse of ADHD, all right? But she really seems like she's a hot and cold person. You know? As in, she'll love bomb you and then all of a sudden get mad at you. You know?
Because I have a lot of thoughts and feelings on this. Now, a little bit of context here too, though. Throughout the dying days of Azothan and Blair's relationship, Azothan claimed that Blair suggested the two of them should do a collab video to help support Azothan's much smaller channel. You know, working with his girlfriend, who, yeah, happened to have a huge platform, was exciting to him. But every time he asked her about it, he was met with either silence or indifference or sometimes straight up.
He actually showed a receipt in there where she suggested it. He showed a receipt in that video last night. I think it's in the second video towards the end. I want to say it's towards the end. I can't remember, but I think it was in the second video. She actually is the one that suggested they collab.
Cruelty. This persisted even more so after the two of them broke up for what would be the final time.
What I'm saying is that I was angry about the fact that you were the one who proposed a collaboration, and then as soon as I was ready and put all this effort into it, you just kind of shut me down. It just seemed...
So it had nothing to do with the fact that I go, oh, I'm moving, I'm busy, I'm doing every single day. The only thing you had to ask me is, when are we collabing? When are we collabing? When are we collabing? And it's like, oh, you're treating me like a fan, Blair. I'm like, well, perhaps you should have stopped acting like one.
You want to say you don't attack me, but then you straight up cook and call me a liar over things that you are no 100% true. I'm done with it. I'm done with you.
Because God knows why, because you're bitter about a breakup because your cash cow left you. Like, off.
This, in combination with everything else, led to Azothan.
I wish. Ooh. Ooh. But can you imagine if that was Verse, how he would have reacted? He would have torn her to shreds.
And having enough. So he called her up to express how unhappy he was. Now, this wasn't the call that Azothan recorded. On this call, Azothan claimed that, quote, Blair and I had a phone call where she had told me that I was beneath her, that I was always going to be mediocre, and that she was better than that. And let me tell you what might be the most awful, heartbreaking thing Azothan shared with me. What he just said, you know, that Blair told him he was beneath her and mediocre. Here's why she used those specific words. Quote, about her calling me mediocre and a burden. Those words were the exact ones.
Bonnie's like, I'd tell her to clean her room. Bonnie.
I used 5 months before when I attempted to end my life. To know that Azothan had attempted to end his life, that in that time of immense pain, he thought he was nothing more than mediocre and a burden, and for Blair to, allegedly, strategically weaponize those words against him later on, disturbs me on a level that I didn't think that I would get to with this story. And it instantly makes me think of the fact that she did weaponize Wonder's mental health and self-harm note in her expose video that she posted just a couple weeks ago. So she does this to Azothan 4 years ago, Wonder a few weeks ago. Any way you look at it, to me, this demonstrates a pattern of abuse. Abuse that goes beyond, you know, YouTube drama.
It definitely shows a pattern of behavior, and that's the one thing I got out of those ex-boyfriend videos is a pattern of behavior. I just want everybody to keep in mind, okay? And I know sometimes mob mentality can kick in and you don't even realize it, okay? But I need everybody to understand. In the same exact situation, multiple people can be wrong at the exact same time. In any way that you can think of, okay? Multiple people can be wrong at the exact same time. All right, that's something that I need people to realize, because sometimes, like I said, mob mentality will sink in, and everybody's like, Illuminati, Illuminati. Well, so.
Who has more subs, who plagiarized torn paper, and speaks to the idea that she may be so callous in her need to be above those closest to her that she resorts to words and actions that could cause very real harm. In fact, One Topic just posted his response video while I've been editing mine, so I will have to cover that in a part 2, but listen to what he said here.
I still don't want to believe all of this is true. I'm not convinced the person who did this did not intend real-world harm to us.
Assuming Azothan's account to be true, and I have no reason to doubt it, that is profoundly sad and deeply disgusting behavior from Blair. It broke my heart, like so much so that even though Azothan had already given me consent to share his story, I went back and asked him again if he's comfortable with me sharing that part of it, and you know what he said? Quote, I am okay with it. I am not mediocre or a burden. I have a wonderful and rich life now that she has no power or influence over. I want Wonder to know it was just what she does to vulnerable people. I don't know if she'd hoped I'd hurt myself, but she certainly picked her words with care and knew how they could fester. I give my permission happily. Those are just such truly beautiful words. There's just a kindness that resonates from that response, and it's also so very empowering, him saying that he knows he's not mediocre and a burden, and I think that's beautiful. Now, after this first unrecorded call with Blair, Azothan says he went onto Miserybox's Discord server to expose Blair for her comments, and in Azothan's words, Blair got angry and he told her that he wouldn't speak to her any further about it unless she wanted to speak on the phone, which she agreed to, and that's the call which Azothan recorded.
I have seen your Twitter and the bull you've been spewing on there. So if you want to try me, okay?
Tray me, bitch. Tray me. I wish you would.
Now from here, Azothan decided it was time to lay it all out there to the world, the botnets, the constant abuse and neglect and gaslighting allegations, the paranoia and constant attacks against other creators. So in early 2019, he made a pair of videos exposing all of this using the phone calls, peppered through with his own firsthand experiences. And what's interesting is that a lot of what Azothan says in his videos sound like strange mirrors of things that have happened with Blair and everybody else that we're talking about. For instance,
I discovered that she was spreading around her Discord server that I intended to release intimate photographs sent during our time together, and also claimed that I was mobilizing my server to raid her own. The latter came from a moderator in her server. Both are laughable accusations, as I have no intention of breaking any laws, nor breaking her trust quite that much. What took me aback and made me fear for my safety and my future were two things. A claim that she had already contacted a lawyer about this.
That's another thing about Illuminati that I'm tired of hearing about. I'm tired of hearing about her damn lawyers, too. She is always trying to sue somebody. She tried to sue, she was talking about, not try, okay, but she was talking about wanting to sue Keem back in the SFTP days because he said that she had some kind of venereal disease or something. It's Keemstar being Keemstar. He's a troll. He's going to say whatever he can say to get you upset. But you were talking about suing him for that. Like, bro, what? Have you met the internet? Like, I am so sick of her and her damn lawyers, yo. She's always threatening to sue somebody. What? Karma, mods, and lawyers, and Discord. I'm tired of those 4 damn words. Yes.
Potentially Class D felony, and that I would be receiving a summons regarding this, in addition to an even more frightening and concerning set of circumstances.
Azothan also shares a story about how he had once told Blair that someone was trying to dox him and what she did with that information. He says she turned around and tried to collaborate with the person who had tried to dox him, seemingly in an attempt to get Azothan to not make his video telling his story.
A couple months ago, I informed Illuminaughtii about someone on the internet threatening to dox me. We discussed this person in depth, and she even considered making a video about this person to call them out. A Discord user known as Cracker Snatcher, who had made threats of violence against me, as well as attempting to locate and disseminate my location and name. I was saddened to be informed by my friends that she had joined a Warcraft 3 Discord server solely for the purpose of providing and exchanging personal information with this extremely dangerous and unstable individual. After discovering these two concerning facts, I messaged Illuminaughtii and left her a voicemail to let her know that I was backing off the idea of making this video at all, for fear of both my financial and physical safety. She would then go on to publicly brag about scaring me into silence with these actions, and this video is being made now due to her once again believing that she can try to inspire fear and compliance through threats, frivolous litigation, and intimidation.
And so here we are again with a pattern that seems to have existed in one form or another since Illuminaughtii first came onto YouTube. A pattern that points an alleged picture of Blair as spiteful, manipulative, abusive, and a hypocritical person who judges people for criminal behavior while partaking in the same type of behavior or worse, allegedly.
I'm going to be honest. Between what I've heard in these videos with, you know, with the receipts backed up and what I've heard personally from like the SFTP crew, it is my belief she is not a good person at all. By no measure. She's not a good person. Because good people don't do what she does. And she does, and good people don't, I mean, like, you listen, everybody can have a bad day and they do something shitty, okay? I get it. Everybody can do something shitty, because none of us are perfect, okay? We're all assholes. I get that. But she literally has a pattern of doing the same thing with different groups at different times. And it's the same thing. You can literally take the stories of all these people and just switch out the names and it's practically the same thing. She has a pattern of doing this. It's gross.
And in spite of all of that, after I thanked and applauded Azothan for coming forward with his story, which is not only brave but deserves to be heard, Azothan still downplays his experience for the sake of putting a supportive spotlight on the others involved, saying, quote, "It's relieving to hear someone say that about..."
Listen, the woman is so controlling that she wanted to have a cul-de-sac of everybody who worked for her and worked with her. She wanted a cul-de-sac. She wanted to be a cult leader. That's what it sounds like to me. You know? You wanted a cul-de-sac. These people living next door. I'd be damned. No. Hell no.
About speaking up, but I don't want to paint myself as a victim in the same way that it's Clear, Wonder, and Oz and Click were. I was luckily cut out of the housing arrangement in February 2019, so I never had to live in or work with those more worrying behaviors and habits. I genuinely appreciate you reaching out. I need it stated that I'm obviously as happy as a pig and shit about this whole situation. Not admirable, I know, and it'll pass, but my God, it feels like a weight is off my shoulders after 4 years of being able to speak with nobody about it all. These events are very much in my rearview mirror, but if anything I shared can help other people, then I'm happy. If you need anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out. Azothan, I am so terribly sorry that you had to deal with that level of torment for so long. In my opinion, this truly speaks to the type of person that you seem to be, a kind, compassionate person who didn't deserve any of this. Even after the horrifying picture that you painted, you still compare your own trauma to theirs, which you absolutely don't have to. Your pain is just as valid. And I can imagine that Wonder, Click, and Oz wouldn't disagree with me when I say I hope you feel just a little more seen and that you've been able to find some healing throughout all of this, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Love was delayed, I believe, by 2 weeks, so when it finally arrived, I was pretty happy. I felt like I was beginning life like my friends. However, things in the house were growing fairly grim.
On May 11th, 2023.
Alright, so we know about Wonderstruck. I want to get to the Tommy part. I really do. Hold on. Yep, that's what I want to get to. Listen, we got to watch the part about Tommy, right? Part 3, Sarah J. Warren.
Wrong about this? I will own it.
I want to give a really quick shout out to the preservation efforts before I do this part of the doc to FPS Diesel. You're a huge reason.
That's our homeboy, and you know what? We gotta show this picture as I'm shouting
efforts
him
before
out.
I do this part of the doc too.
Okay, we gotta show this picture on screen as I'm shouting him out because he hates this picture. FPS Diesel hates this picture of himself, so we have to let it sit here and simmer just for a second. FPS Diesel. Oh my God, I can't talk today. FPS Diesel is the homie. Okay? He is the homie. He's one of, I have to admit, he is one of the kindest people I have ever met on this platform. He really is. And he's patient. He's so patient. God bless him. But seriously, he's one of the nicest people I have ever met on this platform. So shout out to FPS Diesel. I'm glad he got some recognition for real. He deserves it.
FPS Diesel. You're a huge reason I was able to even find some of this stuff I'm about to talk about, so thank you. One of the absolutely most staggering developments in Blair's story is that Blair has been collecting controversies and grudges over the years, like Ollie London collects plastic surgeries. And much like how Ollie London wants us all to forget that he once claimed to be a transracial Korean woman, yes, I am doing a doc on Ollie London soon, Blair Zon would very much like you to forget about the times that she got into beefs with other creators, and also that time she went by the name of Sarah J. Warren and really wanted you to know
Sarah J. Warren is unapologetically feminist, and if they don't like it, then I would love to drink their overprivileged male tears, okay?
Welcome to the world of Tommy C, a long time
Oh, Tommy. It's Tommy.
streamer who's been on YouTube since 2007.
And that's the video that made me cry.
Tommy C is somebody who does incredibly edgy content that he admits is inspired by shock jock.
Does? Tommy did or was? No, put it is. He does edgy content. He is edgy. Okay, let's be honest. It's Tommy.
Like Howard Stern. And for a while, he was quite infamous for some of the feuds he developed with other creators like Keemstar.
That's really it. He, at the time that you were telling him to make a video, he actually had more subs than him. He's afraid of me.
The two of them were quite close, and Tommy makes it seem as though Blair was a pretty regular fixture in his friends group. Now, at some point in the late 2010s, Tommy C made a sort of satirical fake news show called Shot from the Point that dabbled in influencer drama positioned as if it were hard-hitting news.
It was during this time the character Sarah J. Warren was born.
That's Blair. Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually Sarah J. Warren. Get it? Sarah J. Warren, SJW, social justice warrior. Oh, yes, Zaddy. Ah, give it to me. Like, Blair was literally making the type of content that she would like now say was unacceptable. So it was quite shocking when I saw that FPS Diesel had posted a video on May 20th that contained clips and testimony from this time, especially since almost none of the footage exists anymore. Well, according to Tommy C himself, the reason these videos don't exist anymore is because of a fat joke.
And it says, you know, Illuminati deleted my videos over a fat joke. I didn't even tell the fat joke.
It was Vault's fault. It was all Vault's fault. Damn Vault.
Like, I have literally nothing to do with this. It was actually one of my staff members. They met in Las Vegas. One of my news team guys, Rico, at the time. We all went into the news chat room where all the other members were, and I guess Rico said it, and for reasons that I'm not quite sure, the Vault kept repeating over and over again, God, Rico, you're fat. I gotta be honest with you, it was kind of uncomfortable, you know? It was fucking funny.
This is the context for what apparently inspired Blair to leave behind her days as Sarah J. Warren. The very short version of this very old drama is that as Blair was doing the SJW content, she was also on the rise with her Reddit content and slowly transitioning away from being a part of Tommy C's content. By all accounts, though, the two were still friends until one day Blair DM'd Tommy upset about the constant teasing of one of their associates' weight, a man named Ricochet.
And she was very hostile to me, and she said that she suggested that I should do something about it. And I just like, what do you want me to do? Everybody's an adult here. I can't tell people not to make fun of him. Like, that's kind of ridiculous.
It's interesting to see the ways the past and the present echo, right? You know, the big problem with the click was that he allegedly knew about a problem he was actually literally asleep for.
Yeah, he was totally asleep. Funny, I believe, wasn't Tommy asleep when she did what she did? Oh, God. The comparisons are just out of this world, I'm telling you.
Tommy allegedly knew about a problem that wasn't even on his Discord servers. The conversation eventually reached a bit of a boiling point where Tommy considered kicking her out of the channel right then and there before calming down and realizing that Blair was, you know, still his friend. And that, in his opinion, was one of the big...
I know, Sean. I've watched this video 3 times now. I know.
biggest mistakes he ever made.
I got this message from her after I did a stream. This video is important up here, and I'm going to show it to you now. Blair sent this to me as an example on why she was leaving.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Better watch your back. Keep your people in control. Rico.
And I would like to say, and I'm not going to say their name, but I know who sent that super chat. I know who sent that super chat. And I am not going to say his name because he puts me in his knapsack in Destiny when I play it. But I will not say who sent that super chat. But I know who it was. And if you're watching this, you know who you were. Just saying.
Better watch your back, keep your people in control. Rico.
That wasn't Rico, obviously. That was somebody trying to get my going. And that's all I said. You can't control. And you can't control people being made fun of. The internet.
Blair was a project manager on Tommy C's YouTube page, home of Get to the Point News, and due to a disagreement over how people treated Ricochet, she alleged—
Yes, Rag. Smart. Xylie, stick to the core of the video. Yes, you're right. I'm sticking to the core of the video. I will not say who that was. Okay? Just saying.
allegedly deleted every single video from the Get to the Point playlist that she was a part of. By his own admission, Tommy doesn't have backups of any of those videos, so today, it's all just lost media.
That's the thing that pissed her off. You know, my crack on my arcade. I think you know where this is going. It was great working with you, but we're clearly going two different directions. I wish you nothing but the best for your new Sims family. I wrote, huh? I was like, okay, I know now. And I was like, relieved. And I go and check the news thing, and she left. I was like, oh God, thank God she didn't delete anything. And then I found out she did like 24 hours later. It's all gone. Like, everything related to her is like all gone.
Now, to be completely fair, I get why Blair might want to distance herself from some of this content, especially as she began to strike bigger within the Reddit community space and within the more, you know, traditionally left-leaning political spaces. And yet, it wasn't her channel. I mean, shit, like the reason that she deleted all of these videos that weren't even hers and said it was for being upset that Ricochet was being made fun of, there are videos of her taking part in making fun of Ricochet for his weight.
Exactly. That's the funniest part of all with that whole drama. This bitch got mad at Vault calling Ricochet fat, but yet, as you will see here, and I know y'all seen the video, it's been played 5,000 times, but she was all for it in a video. But she's getting mad about what's going on behind the scenes. Like, what?
Oh, really? Well, that's what they said. No, apparently. You're looking for blood, right? Oh, is it? Oh, shit. Hey, yo, he's a good guy.
Comrade, cut that out. Don't cut it out.
No, comrade.
Do not cut that out, comrade. Leave that. It's fucking comedy gold and you know it.
Like, just in case you need more evidence that Blair will allegedly stand up for anything that makes her look better while apparently believing in nothing, I want to bring up her treatment of Wonderstruck's mental health again before I play this next clip. Many of Blair's fans were upset, and rightfully so, that Blair would weaponize somebody's mental health when she long acted as a mental health advocate publicly. Some of her most acclaimed videos—
And I think the key word in that is acted. Hearing all these stories and hearing, listen, I think she completely molds her personality with who she's around. Honestly, in my heart of hearts, I believe she molds who she is to be in with who she is around. And I think when her true personality comes out is when she strikes at people. Honestly. I'm going to be for real. I don't know if anybody really knows her true personality when she isn't doing this. And I kind of feel sorry for them if they do. Because God only knows what that is. And of course, that's my personal belief, and I'm allowed to fucking have it.
Videos expose the alleged evils of the Autism Speaks organization, and you'll find comments that mention these videos as the reason why people follow.
And you know who else was like that? You know who else would mold their personality depending on who they were around, and would mold their beliefs depending on who they were around? That would be Creepshow Art. Creepshow Art did the exact same thing. She did the exact same thing. She would mold who she was depending on who she was around.
Illuminaughtii in the first place. But the sheer tragedy in Blair weaponizing and mocking somebody's mental health is that this wasn't even the first time she did it.
Robert here, better known as your geeky tipster, and I think it's time for some serious changes. As many of you know, I am a longtime sufferer of anxiety and depression. It's an ongoing struggle that I often deal with.
Do I have to see that? Thank you.
From Tommy's channel of her doing a mocking reading of one of Tipster's private mental health posts.
Few years, depression had the
someone who very bravely shared what he was dealing with in a post that was formed under the guise of being a mental health advocate. When this is what you do, you've had a history of this, is beyond comprehension. And not just a history, actively doing it now, literally in your response video to this by bringing up Wonder's mental health. Like, I don't know how anyone would trust a word from her after hearing this stuff and like never having addressed it. For years following the deletion of all of the videos on his channel, Tommy would bring up the incident with Blair deleting his content, usually, you know, joking about it with his guests and trying to claim that it didn't really bother him all that much. But on May 23rd, 2023, a few days ago, Tommy finally dropped a video directly addressed to Blair.
I love this video so much by Tommy. I remember, I forgot, I want to say it was Keemstar. I want to say it was Keemstar and FaZe Banks. And I think they were talking to Shane Dawson on Mom's Basement. Kendrick gifted 10 Xylie Get Real memberships. Thank you so much. 07's in the chat, please. 07's and or kitty salutes in the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you, Kendrick. Thank you so much. But they were talking to Shane Dawson, and Shane Dawson had said, now Shane Dawson, another POS, he said that the one thing he noticed on YouTube is the ones who outwardly look like bad guys are actually nice guys, and the ones who outwardly look like good guys are actually the bad guys. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually starting to believe that from what I've seen. You know, I mean, yeah, there are exceptions, obviously. I don't know if it's a rule, but I will say, you know, before I came into the commentary community, I was told this person was evil, this person was bad, this person's this person's this, this person's this. And most of them that I have met, they're actually the opposite. And then people that I've met over the years who come across that they are so nice and so sweet are actually douchebags. You know? It's kind of crazy. And Tommy's one of those. Tommy's like, oh no, he's so racist, he's so bad, he's so this. Tommy's cool. I like Tommy. What's up, Raven? So, is Keem one of the good ones? I think so. I mean, he's messed up a lot. He has messed up a lot. But he's actually, he's pretty dope. I like him. I like Keemstar. I'll sit here and tell you now I like Keemstar. I don't agree with all his takes, you know, but I do like him as a person.
I haven't really watched much about Blair in these last couple weeks since she decided to completely melt down on her career and show the world how she's been behaving. Literally just kind of proved my worst suspicions that I spoke out loud, 3-4 years ago. Blair, this message is absolutely for you. I know we're never going to speak again, and I actually thought about writing you. I wish this never happened to you. I don't feel sorry for you, because you did.
Well, you know what, Mike Lopez? I like you too, so I guess I should be in a dumpster then, huh? Maybe I should go ahead and just block you and get it over with. The hell? Mike, why are you always trying to start mess?
Because I really liked you. I thought we were friends. And I don't like seeing somebody that I used to kind of tout as, oh wow, they came through me. Completely self-destruct like this. And caused so much misery for so many other people. Even when the whole thing went down, I said it was done.
I'm showing you all of this just to make the point that no matter how edgy Tommy C's show was, this is clearly the statement of a
not was.
Guy that was profoundly hurt by something Blair did. Somebody he considered a friend who not only betrayed him, but proceeded to never speak to ever again as she got bigger and bigger in the YouTube world. He also alleges that not only has he heard Blair say the R slur herself.
Do I have the proof? No, I think he said the R slur in front of me multiple times.
But she may in fact be apolitical, something that I think matters since Blair up until recently was literally a political commentator on a political podcast called The Leftist Mafia. I can't make this up.
I got news for the Leftist Mafia. She's more than likely apolitical. I remember her talking about her sister, just kind of like rolling her eyes.
Now, can people change their stance? 100%. It's like someone says now that they left Christianity, when they just told me weeks ago that they were a Christian. But you know what? Maybe within those weeks between the two periods, maybe they changed and maybe they left. It's a possibility. Things happen. You never know. You never know. I mean, I've changed my stance over stuff. Mine was a little bit slower and gradual, and my channel knew it as I was changing. But, yeah. Weird.
Sort of symbolically in the conversation about what a dopey leftist she was. Like what a nut. I don't think she believes anything left or right. I think she believes in YouTube.
I don't think she believes in anything left or right. I think she believes in YouTube. That statement to me is Blair in a nutshell. Almost every incident we've covered here today that Blair's been a part of, and even the incidents that, I won't even be able to get into, all relate back to Blair's seemingly insatiable desire to make it on YouTube, no matter who she has to crush or...
I agree. I think the only thing I agree with Tommy. I think the only thing she believes in is YouTube. Period. Point blank, period. I do. I think the only thing she cares about is YouTube, because if you look how she has moved within the space, it's always to garner an advantage. Every single thing that she has done. That's all she cares about. YouTube is her God. I'm telling you, YouTube is her Lord and Savior.
How. This even includes situations that were happening at the same time as the Tommy C incident, such as her r/botnet controversy on her copy strike allegations. Now, I honestly couldn't find a whole lot about those situations, but FPS Diesel covered them pretty succinctly.
For example, she accused a Reddit YouTuber of
And I'm going to say this, and I don't care what anybody says, and I know this is a controversial topic in my friend group, okay? I stand with FPS Diesel and that jacket, okay? I like that jacket. I don't care what anybody else says in our friend group. I stand with Diesel and that jacket. Because you don't understand how this jacket has become a contention in our friend group. I like the jacket. It looked good on him. Do you, Diesel? Do you? All right, let's go.
Subbotting. This YouTuber is known as r/. Now, personal opinion here, I think she just happened to be correct about the subbotting. Her video on it is genuinely really bad and amounts to 1 point of data that is not a good video.
There's a new channel that's popped up and is gaining traction, and I genuinely believe that's awesome. Or should I say...
Okay, the whole jacket thing was a joke, people. Don't take it serious. We're not fighting over a jacket. He just gets trolled over the jacket. Okay, come on, squirrel. Concentrate.
I think she just happened to be correct about the subbotting. Her video on it is genuinely really bad and amounts to 1 point of data that is not a good video.
There's a new channel that's popped up and is gaining traction, and I genuinely believe that's awesome. Or should I say, I thought it was awesome until I started to dig into their stats, and I saw things weren't quite adding up.
Now I gotta take a moment here. I don't know the full story on the creator, but Blair just said she genuinely thought someone's channel growth was awesome, making it sound like she supports up-and-coming creators. But then she says she did some digging into their analytics, and it's like, just think about it. If you thought someone's growth was awesome, why would you ever feel the need to dig into their stats?
Exactly, unless you were a jealous bitch. Unless you were worried somebody was going to knock you off your throne. Why would you worry about somebody's analytics if you were thoroughly happy for them? Why? You wouldn't. That's why. You wouldn't. The only reason why you even thought to go into those analytics because your ass was jealous. Let's be honest about the situation. But you can't be honest, Blair. You can't be honest. You can't show people how you really feel. Oh, man. Damn.
Let alone actually do it. Like, that doesn't, to me, sound like creator support. That sounds like just jealousy that manifests into acting on that jealousy, allegedly.
After this video, what's interesting is that allegedly, Blair makes the claim that r/ doxed her and swatted her parents. The reality is, I don't know if it's true, and I personally don't know if I believe it.
Many things that Blair has done to further herself on YouTube has perceivably hurt people, or in the instance of things that I have watched, seems to be like false. We saw it with The Click and Wonder and Oz Media, and even Tommy C, a guy who presents himself as not giving a shit about anything. But even I felt some feels when he said this.
I hope things work out for you. I mean that. I just hope you don't ever do that again. I hope if you get it back, you realize you probably don't have to operate like that. You're supposed to help people. You're supposed to, like, get them 1 million subs.
Yep.
That's how it works. And you presented yourself as one of those people, and you never did that. Not once.
Period, point blank, period. Let me tell you something, all right? If I saw somebody that has less than 1,000 subs, and I genuinely want to help them, there's a couple of people that, like, well, I'm not going to say who, but there's a couple of people, I'm in their DMs going, where's my video at? Where's my video at? You have the personality for commentary. Why aren't you doing this? You need to do this. I want to see you succeed. And you know what? Here's the thing. The reality is, is if people notice if they're doing the commentary like I'm, trying to encourage them to do, most likely they're going to pass me in subs. And here's the thing. I will be happy for them. I'm not going to look into their analytics. I'm going to be truly happy for them because I want them to do well. That's all I care about. I want good people to do well. I want people who I see have a talent do well. I don't care if they pass me in subs. I don't care because I do what I do over here. And they do what they do over there, but I want them to do well. You know? This whole shit of getting jealous over somebody who's doing better than you is stupid. It's dumb. Good God, man. There's no need for that bullshit. None whatsoever.
Good luck, Blair. Good luck to you. Don't call me.
I hate that shit.
I can't trust you. I hope someone learns to. I mean that.
All this small drama that...
Yeah, exactly. Tommy's always done that. Cheered on the people he brought up. Absolutely. And that's the way you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to be. Even when I was in retail for about almost 20 years. Well, no, actually 20 if you count when I first started working in 15, all right? And I was a manager ever since I was like 18 till about 36, all right? And I used to always joke around saying, I'm training people to take my job or go higher than me. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help people get that leg up. And if they just so happen to surpass you, well, you know what? The only thing you could do is look at them with pride and going, you know what? I'm glad I helped them out. Because look what they're doing now. It's ridiculous. People who get jealous over shit like that.
Had boiled over into a years-long vendetta against YouTubers. And so the two channels I offered up were Tommy C and Nicholas.
Everyone meet Madison, more popularly known as Cruel World Happy Mind. So back in 2020, Madison was a relatively brand new YouTuber covering anti-MLM content in a casual, conversational, yet deeply researched way. So the part of the story that I'm about to tell you takes place before Social Blade Monitor.
All right, I'm going to go over this part because I think people need a refresher on what she did to Cruel World Happy Mind.
To Madison. That's how long ago this was. According to various sources, in April 2020, Madison had less than 20,000 subscribers when she made the video Tyra Banks had her own MLM makeup line. Now, if you're familiar with Madison's content, it's actually pretty cool to see an earlier, more, condensed version of the deep dives that she does today, while it still feels very much like, her current content.
She would have created that financial freedom and achieved those goals sooner. So scammy.
The video goes into an obscure controversy surrounding Tyra Banks' own multi-level marketing makeup line. It's a brief deep dive into the controversy surrounding it, but it's a well-made video, and you might be wondering, Swoop, girl, why are we talking about Madison? Where's the tea on Blair? Well, a couple months after Madison posted this video, something interesting started happening in Madison's comments and DMs. People started telling her that they loved her Tyra Banks video, but also that iilluminaughtii had posted her own Tyra Banks MLM video, and it seemed pretty similar to Madison's, almost as if iilluminaughtii had allegedly plagiarized her. Now, unlike Blair, Madison did not go public with these allegations on Twitter. In fact, if you dig through the comments on Madison's video, you won't even find the original comments anymore, leading me to believe that they may have been removed, which if so is, a very graceful thing for Madison to have done.
She's better than me. I'm gonna tell you now, Cruel Happy Mind's better than me. A lot better than me. But at the time, she was a lot smaller too. That's one thing people got to take into account. She was a lot smaller back then. And to have a bigger channel like iilluminaughtii come at you, it's intimidating. It's very intimidating. I get it.
And then Madison very diplomatically sent Blair a message on Instagram saying this, quote, I'm a really small YouTuber who has been really inspired by the content you make. I got a few messages about the video you...
I can't get away from this man, but we got to show him because Tipster is the only one that has that video because Cruel Happy Mind took her stuff down. So Tipster did a react to it years ago, and he's the only one with a copy, so...
posted about Tyra's MLM because I've done a video on that topic. I'm really happy you're spreading more awareness on this topic, but it did low-key feel like a lot of what was said in the beginning of the video, it was really similar to the things I discussed regarding Tyra's MLM and her controversies. Coincidence happen, and I'm sure as a larger YouTuber, you're accused of stealing content from people you've never ever heard of or seen before, so I get it. If this message comes across that way with the intention of just being open and honest, I was really hurt by the video though, because you're someone who has really inspired me and the content I make. So I wanted to reach out and hopefully have an honest but positive discussion on it all. Either way, I still appreciate the work you do. So days go by after Madison sent the message, then weeks, then months, and Blair never responded to the message. By Madison's recollection, she was disappointed, but it wasn't a huge deal. She shot her shot, didn't get a response, and moved on. Or at least she did until September 10th, 2020.
Something I recently...
That was such a bitch move that Blair did. Oh my God, what Blair did was such a bitch move. Such a bitch move.
I learned apparently is there is this whole anti-MLM community, right? I kind of thought I was on my own little island doing my own thing. Maybe that's my own ego. I don't watch their anti-MLM videos because I don't want to know what other people are saying or other people think. I don't want it influencing what I do.
What you're listening to is the Double Cleanse podcast, a podcast Blair was interviewed on regarding her anti-MLM content. Aside from the fact that it's quite ridiculous for her to claim that she wasn't even aware there was an anti-MLM community out there, especially since some of her Reddit content literally read from the anti-MLM subreddit, that's not the main reason I'm digging this up. This is.
I'm gonna try and keep it vague so I don't mention this person's channel.
Yeah.
But it's a very small YouTuber. She DM'd me on Instagram claiming that I copied her. She claimed that I copied her video that she had done maybe a couple weeks ago, right? And the video that I had done the topic on was suggested to me multiple times from my comment section. So I just listened to my comments and I made a video because that's what people were interested in my opinion on.
Yeah. Okay, right there, Blair. Okay, Blair's lying to you then, because I know how comments go on a video. You can't tell me she didn't know there was that MLM community, because I guarantee you that people were all up in her comments talking about other creators in the fucking community. Because I see it all the time. Now, if she's talking about she saw shit in her comments, that means she reads her comments. That means she knows there's a whole ass community out there, because I guarantee you people talked about other creators in her comments. She's so dumb, she's telling on herself.
So she messages me and she goes, I'm just really disappointed because you're someone I look up to and you copied my video and I want credit.
Madison literally never claimed directly that Blair copied her, nor did she ask for credit. It is so grossly irresponsible to me for Blair to not only shame a creator who was smaller than her, but to then put very strategic words in her mouth that she never said, all to set Blair up as a victim of false accusations, allegedly. I can only imagine how Madison felt hearing this.
She sources me. She uses me as a source in her videos, for one, so I found it kind of funny. And she, I was like, you can't claim that I'm copying you when you use me as a source.
Yeah, you can though. Like, you can use someone as a source and also be copied by that person.
Yes, you can.
Fact is, Madison's video came out before Blair's video, but Blair doesn't clarify that. She makes it sound like Blair was used as a source in the Tyra Banks video and therefore couldn't have copied Madison. It's this kind of like snake-like manipulative speak that we've seen threaded throughout this entire situation. And if you can't trust a deep dive channel to be factual and like recite the actual accounts of an event, then what do you do with them? We saw the actual DM. Madison wasn't asking for credit, nor is she accusing Blair directly of stealing. She's asking to talk about it because some people in her audience were suggesting it. And what we now know is allegedly typical Blair fashion. She is instead talking to the internet to potentially slander somebody who has a concern with her instead of just talking it out.
Obviously, the first thing I did before even looking at her videos is I went to look at her sourcing list, because I think that's really important, is what do you use? And she had 5 sources. I have to use a pastebin document because I have anywhere 30 to 70 sources per video. I don't play around. But she had like 5 sources. One was Wikipedia, one was BuzzFeed, one was like TMZ or something.
Oh my god. Oh god.
And this is a really interesting take from Blair in general, because now she's attacking Madison's credibility by saying Madison uses lesser or worse sources like...
She's a snake. That's what you do. She's taking out the competition. She's taking out the competition. Why are you so worried about a small channel? Why are you so worried about a small channel coming after you? Or not even coming after you. The girl looked up to you. Why are you worried about a small channel? It makes no sense.
Like Wikipedia, which is funny to me, since that's literally one of the first sources listed on Blair's Tyra Banks video. Okay, let's just point that out. The truth is, someone noticed your video was a little similar to hers, asked you, and instead, you're smearing her. What the f are we doing here, Blair?
And then she sits down for a video, maybe 30, 40 minutes long, drinks a coffee, is distracted the whole time, and just gives her opinion on how she feels about things.
Huh? Oh, hi, sorry. Didn't know Blair was still prattling on about this.
And I said, you cannot believe for 1 second, ma'am, that I am copying you.
I guess what I'm curious about is, what are you fighting against? This is literally months after you allegedly copied elements of her video. For the millionth time, you did not have to do this.
And then she...
Blair has a tendency of doing a lot of things she doesn't have to do. It's really funny. She has a tendency of doing things she doesn't have to do, because if she's... Blair would still be living her happy, voice acting, candle selling life right now if she hadn't made that tweet about Legal Eagle. Let's be honest about the situation. She didn't have to make that tweet about Legal Eagle. Now look at her. You know what I'm saying? She'd be able to do her little voice acting and you know, selling her candles, you know. And she wouldn't have to go through all this right now if she hadn't made that tweet to Legal Eagle. That's one thing that fascinates me about dramas like this. It can start out one way, but you never know where it turns. You know? That wasn't even an apology video, Sean.
Deleted the DM after a couple days, but I kept the screenshot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will remember this. I won't say anything, but I'll remember it.
I've screenshot.
It didn't take long for Madison to discover this podcast, and to put it lightly, she wasn't happy. So she made a video in response. This video actually has since been deleted, but most of it still exists in a stream that Tipster did.
Months and months ago, in June, a larger creator posted a video, and I, out of the blue, started getting a ton of messages from people saying that this creator copied my video, saying they made a ton of similar points. So getting messages like that freaked me out.
I never straight up accused this creator, this larger creator, of copying me. On top of that, something I didn't mention in that video, and that this creator seems to conveniently also leave out of this whole story, there were no sources on this person's video. The only thing it had in the description was, in parentheses, sources coming soon.
Okay, and I hate this shit of let's not mention the name. Can y'all stop that shit? Can y'all, I mean, I understand people know who you're talking about going in the video. If you're going to expose them or going to say something about them, can we stop the passive-aggressive bullshit and not saying their name? Can you just say the fucking name? Now, I understand we went through this little thing on this channel where I wasn't saying a name, okay? I get it, but I also wasn't talking about the person either, all right? If you're making a video specifically about a person, say the fucking name. That's that Sadie shit I can't stand. I do not like it whatsoever. Just saying. And a lot of them in that little area over there, that's what they like to do. Just say the fucking name.
Sources coming soon. What happened to that 60s, 70s source paste bin, Blair? Now, to be fair, those sources are for sure up on that video now, conveniently, but by Madison's account, discovering that was the last straw. A rational take from Madison here. The truth is, the anti-MLM community and commentary community have a lot of overlap, and the vast majority of the time we're covering, you know, the same or similar topics because there's a huge public interest for those specific topics. Opinions are going to overlap, and research as well. You know, I've done a topic that someone else did, and vice versa. That's literally how the world of journalism and commentary work, and the more coverage of the same.
Yes, and then you have react channels like me who I can't make a video to save my damn life, so I react to y'all's and give my opinion about it. There we go.
Topic, great. The important stories get told, which is like the most important thing. We all become more educated, and it raises all ships in the ocean, as Legal Eagle mentioned at the beginning. And I think it's really funny that we're this far into this doc, and I'm just now realizing I don't think Blair actually knows what plagiarism is. Anyways, it turns out that Blair didn't just talk on a podcast.
For some reason, this message made this larger creator think it's okay to go on a podcast and spread completely false information, as well as try and spread a lie about me on her Instagram story. They first said, I can't believe a creator posted a video yesterday accusing me of copying them, which this is what I said in the video. You don't have ownership of a video topic, and that's something I've learned at this point. And honestly, it's good if someone covers a topic that you've covered. Then this person makes another Instagram story, and this is where it gets really weird and really shocking. This person makes another Instagram story where they say something along the lines of alluding to the fact that I'm untrustworthy because my profile shows up on a website that's supposedly about buying YouTube bots. Do you think I'm stupid? Like that I would put my profile on a public site and then buy bots?
But like, what is it with...
Damn, Blair's always talking about people buying bots, isn't she? Blair is really always talking about people buying bots. Good God, man. She literally, it's the same shit, different people with her. It really honestly looks like the same shit, different people.
With Blair accusing other creators of inorganic growth so often. Like, what's the deal with the paranoia? And why is it any of her business? Like, again, I keep coming back to a pretty simple conclusion. Blair seems to be a very jealous, envious person and has been
Thank you! That's what I've been saying!
enough to try and tear down honest creators for the sake of feeding her insecurities and jealousy, allegedly. What I think makes it even worse is how Madison still tried to make things right with Blair. According to that video, Madison sent out at least 2 other longer messages trying to clear things up with Blair.
Right, she says, hey, I think I need to clear some things up with you. Obviously, you see my above message from the time everything took place. I explained that situation because I found the DMs with the other creator to be bizarre, but if you watch the video, I never accuse you of stealing. A few people sent me messages about it and I got scared, but I realized that I literally don't have ownership over a topic, and that's a stupid way to think. But I'd love to chat it out because though you may believe differently, I really wanted the drama to stop, so let's talk.
I mean, in my opinion, even when Madison is rightfully pissed in her video, she is still coming off as, you know, very sweet and considerate of Blair's feelings.
I wouldn't have been. I'd have been up in them DMs going, bitch, you got something to say? I mean, you're talking about me on this podcast. My DMs are, well, my DMs wouldn't have been open, but I would have opened them up going, I'm right here, air an opportunity. Come on, say it. Make your little Twitter fingers type. Come on. Air an opportunity.
Feelings, which really makes this next part so much worse.
iilluminaughtii starts tweeting. She was tweeting about doing a live stream on Twitch, debunking some claims made against her. And a lot of people knew exactly what this was. She was going to respond to the allegations made by this smaller creator.
Let me put something in perspective really quickly. At the time Blair tweeted this, Madison had around 68,000 subscribers. Okay, our girl was leveling up. We love a homegrown success story. It is a hard work out in these streets, girl. Trust me, I know. However, Blair had 751,000 subscribers. So with nearly 10 times as many followers, Blair was punching down, basically threatening to dogpile on a much smaller creator over a beef that, to be honest, she basically started herself. I don't care how you paint it, this is bullying, and by punching down looks a whole lot like abuse of power, especially since there is zero evidence that Madison ever directly named Blair throughout this entire controversy. Now, immediately following this, Madison deleted her video.
Okay, but I personally think Madison should, okay, now this is where I do not fully agree with Swoop here, all right? I think Madison should have named her. If you had a problem with what iilluminaughtii did, which would be understandable that you did have that problem, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Blair was in the wrong, obviously. Okay? But you should have said her name to make it very clear. And if anything, at her on Twitter and going, yo, you got a problem? And then put that clip of what she said on your tweet. I know you're talking about me. I think Madison should have put her name in that video. Madison should have said her name. I don't think that's a point in contention for her. I don't.
Talking about the controversy, and shortly after that, Blair posted this thread to Twitter where she said, just got off the phone after a 3-hour convo with Madison, and I'm very happy that we were able to finally talk.
I don't care if she thought it was a misunderstanding or not. It would literally be, what's the misunderstanding, iilluminaughtii? What is the misunderstanding, iilluminaughtii? You know what I'm saying?
and resolve our issues privately. Ultimately, there was
Not saying that she was like dead wrong for it. Don't get me wrong. She had the leg up in the situation because Blair was wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Madison was wrong in the situation. I'm just saying I think Madison should have said her name, because that's that passive aggressive bullshit I don't like. If you're going to put a public video out and you're talking about somebody who's saying that you stole this or this, that, and the other, say it with your whole chest and put their name out. I don't know. Oh, did he? Because I only caught the very end of, and I was, like, cooking. So, yeah, I don't know if she was pregnant or not, but I mean, if you're going to make a video, you know, saying, hey, here's a problem, then you need to say the name of the person you have a problem with. Cuckoo, whatever your name is. Yeah, she was still dealing with the stress anyway. What's a name got to do with it? She was already dealing with the stress of Blair doing what she was doing to her. So what does a name got to do with it? A name would have added nothing more than just saying a name. I'm not saying she's dead wrong for not doing it. I'm just saying I don't like that passive aggressive shit where you don't do that. If you got a problem with somebody and you're calling them out in a video, say their name. It's real easy. That's too passive aggressive for me.
a series of misunderstandings from both sides. We have worked those out to stop the escalation of any drama. She will be removing her part about me in a video she recently did. In return, I will not do the planned live stream on her. I'd forgive you for thinking this seems like two creators putting aside their differences for some kind of...
Yeah, she's such an asshole for that
video she
tweet.
recently did. In return, I will not do the planned live stream on her.
That's a bullshit tweet. That is such a bullshit tweet. We were able to not only work out our problems, but come to the common understanding and even have a great combo at the end of our research. But the funny thing is, she still put in that threat, I will not do the planned live stream on her. That right there was letting her know I was about to take you out. That's fucking rude. Oh my God, that's fucking rude. Oh God, Blair, you,
me in a video she recently did. In return, I will not do the planned live stream on her. I'd forgive you for thinking this seems like two creators putting aside their differences for some kind of greater good. On Madison, yeah, sure. I think that's what Madison was trying to do all along. It's definitely how Blair wants you to view the situation, and as a passive observer, you might see these tweets and think, oh cool, and move on. This isn't two creators putting their differences aside. This is a creator, Blair, who has very much shown herself to have the thinnest skin imaginable, taking offense to not only an accusation, but a possibility that she did something.
That's her damn problem. Her skin is too thin. You would think she was never in SFTP. Because I can tell you now, being around those boys, you gotta have a thick skin. The hell? You'd think she was never around them.
Wrong. She built up this imaginary boogeyman in her head of the big bad lazy Madison who sips coffee and giggles about MLMs in badly edited videos, and presented that character to the world with her whole chest. And when the real Madison rightfully got upset about this, Blair doubled down and threatened to expose Madison in a live stream to over 700,000 people, which would have weaponized her following against Madison. Power abuse. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's...
That's fine. Then you turn around and do a live stream. Then you turn around and do a live stream reacting to her live stream. You know? I can understand where people, I can understand where people would be intimidated by that. I mean, it's a lot bigger creator coming after you, and especially if you're kind of quasi new to the space, that would be very intimidating. And Blair knew that, and the fact that she would even try to use in her intimidatingness towards people, that's so sick. I know, Cuck. I watched FPS Diesel's video. I get it. I absolutely get it. I get everything you're saying. I get it. We are past it now. I watched that video. That's one of my homies. I definitely watched that video. She is a lot better than me. I'm simply saying she should have said the name. That's all I'm saying. I know, but you're kind of over-explaining it where I don't need all that. You know? I mean, nothing against you. I get what you're trying to do, but yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of don't. I don't like Cruel Happy Minds. I don't like her content. I really don't like her content, but that has nothing to do with the fact that Blair was wrong for what she did to her. You know.
Smells a lot like, kind of like blackmail, doesn't it? Now, I'm not directly saying that Blair blackmailed Madison into deleting her video and dropping the subject. I wasn't there. What I am saying is that Blair tweeted that she was gonna live stream about a small creator, and that creator then deleted their video and stopped talking about Blair. Funny how that works. But real quick, Madison, if you ever see this, I hope you feel validated in what happened to you. You didn't deserve any of this.
No, she didn't deserve it.
I haven't
No.
seen much of your work, but
didn't.
I've seen like a couple of pieces that you've done, and I think you're great. Like, keep doing what you're doing. I feel like your integrity really shines through, and you just, yeah, we love to have people like you on this platform. Now, the story of Madison and Blair happened 2 years ago in YouTube times that, you know, may as well have been the 1820s. So both of them moved on after this. Madison moved on to bigger and better things, cleaner videos, and a much higher subscriber count, and Blair moved on to allegedly over every friend she's ever made. Character growth. Yeah, and that story would have just stopped there. And then FPS Diesel interviewed Madison about the situation.
Reached out to Madison, and she hasn't spoken on it, but she did give me permission to share our email exchange. So let's go over what happened after this video. We spoke on the phone for 2 hours or so. To be fair, overall, it was a good call, where Blair wasn't screaming at me or calling me names, though she went into a lot of information that wasn't really necessary on the call, and I'm not sure why. She told me about the history she had with other content creators who tried to quote-unquote ruin her career, according to her. She said she had 6 other businesses apart from her main channel, told me sensitive information about her own health and past health scares, etc. At times, it felt like she was trying to, quote, mentor me on the call. At times, it felt like she wanted to sympathize with her.
She trauma dumped on her. And the sad thing is probably most of that trauma dump was bullshit.
And at times, she had made some vague threatening
I don't know where Tommy gets that Swoop looks like Tyra Banks. She does not look like Tyra Banks. Tommy has lost his mind thinking she looks like Tyra Banks.
statements. Included during the call that it seemed that Blair has a tendency to fixate on a very few specific people in the commentary world and feel a lot of hate and vitriol towards those people, especially if she felt they wronged her. I tried to reach out to her privately about it, but instead of responding, she went on a podcast and publicly talked shit about how stupid it was that I thought she copied me. It's a little funny, I guess, the hypocritical nature of it all. Maybe karma does exist.
Madison, hi. That's the good kind of petty. Welcome to the family, friend. Welcome to Petty University. Okay, honorary doctorate. Give this woman her flowers. After the interview with FPS, this situation with Madison went from being a minor footnote in Blair's YouTube career to the full cycle defining experience of her life here, which leaves me with one question.
We also decided that based on how the past few weeks went, every month our audience will vote on which one of us gets kicked off the show.
Blair, how do you think it's okay to just ignore holding yourself accountable on any front to these people?
She doesn't. She's full of shit. She's so... Okay. I'm going to react to this, what she just said, and then we're done. Blair has been able to run from every controversy that she has done to herself. She has been successfully able to sweep everything under the rug. And then one day, our fair maiden Blair decided to tweet a copyright lawyer about copyright and about stealing what she did in the video. And then you know what happened? Everybody who has been done wrong by Illuminaughtii swooped down like the Avengers that they are. And other creators who have heard about these stories and have been waiting for the opportunity to get Illuminaughtii has swooped down and has joined the Avengers, and we have a cancellation going on. You have had people waiting for a while. And you sit and you wait, and eventually they're going to fuck up again. And she fucked up again. She fucked up when she tweeted Legal Eagle. That's what happened. And now everything's coming out. And that's why, kids, as I sit you down today, as your elder, be careful when you fuck around, because one day you're going to find out. And that's exactly what has happened to Illuminaughtii. So, there you have it. Swoops' video was really, really good. I appreciated her video. It looks like she's going to be talking to Adam McIntyre. Ooh. So, any last minute things you want to say about this video before we get out of here? Any thoughts? Prayers? I know some people are getting tired of the Illuminaughtii subject, but those of you who are tired of the Illuminaughtii subject, you obviously don't know how cancellations go. Just saying. You know? Yes, Takashi, you came in as soon as it was ending. But I still appreciate you coming in. I still appreciate it. Thank you. You know? Between this and the Tamimi videos, there was so much. Have you watched? No, I haven't watched the Tamimi video. Yeah, Blair does keep drawing it out with a cease and desist. Yep. I will not be talking about the Dustin video, but I did watch it, and a part of it did trigger me into a very vitriolic anger. Not at him, by the way. Not at him. But I got triggered on a part of his video. I will not be going over it. And I don't mean, okay, and when I say I got triggered, I'm not saying that I cried, okay? Because I understand y'all got this whole thing of like Tipster lied, Xylie cried, and I cried over Tommy C. I didn't cry, assholes, okay? I was angry. I got angry at a part of Dustin's video, but not at Dustin, but at what he was showing. It triggered me. So, listen, I had a rough time in that community he's talking about. I had a really rough time in that community he's talking about. So that is something that I will not be covering. But I am watching it. You know, so. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I believe I was on Fribble's Toxic Piplup's little game show that he did. I was on there, and I know he's going to be premiering that soon. Give me a second. And it should be, yep, all right. It should be starting in 4 minutes. So what you need to do is go there and show love and watch it. And I'm on there, okay? Just to let you know. I'm on there. So that means you need to go there. And it's premiering in 4 minutes. So I have just enough time to get out of here and go to the restroom and watch it. Okay? So go there. Tell them Xylie sent you. And let them know I'll be there in a couple minutes. Alright, guys? I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for watching this Swoop video with me. And tomorrow, we're going to start a series about Adam McIntyre. Because it goes so deep, one live stream won't do it. Okay? Alright, y'all. Peace out. And always remember, keep that shit real.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain. in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.